Hi everyone, this is Chaz, and this is another video journal. This is the video journal for Wednesday, September 12th, 2012. Once again, I'm coming to you from the campus of Chicago Theological Seminary, which actually, now that I think about it, I'll probably do my weekly journals, or at least most of them from school, since I have a lot of downtime on Wednesday before my classes. So, here is what's going on. I want to let you all know what the last week has held. Survived my first week of classes, wrote my first paper, turned in my first paper, and so I decided to celebrate a little bit over the weekend. I went out to the Billy Goat Tavern on Friday, which, for those of you who don't know what the Billy Goat Tavern is, if you're fans of Saturday Night Live, it's the place that inspired the cheeseburger, no fries, chips, no Pepsi Coke comedy skit from Saturday Night Live. Although they really don't do it, at least they didn't do it when I was there. It's a little kind of hole-in-the-wall dive kind of place, but went there with a friend and walked down Michigan Avenue, and that was my Friday night. Saturday was a really busy day for me socially. I participated in a music video that I will eventually link to. It's in the process of being edited, but it's from a guy, it was for a song by a guy named Homer Mars, who's a Chicago City artist, and it was fun. And then Saturday night went to a party. And it's kind of important that you know about this party that I went to on Saturday because some things have kind of started to change as a result of going to this party. Before you wonder, no, I haven't started a new relationship. I haven't even really met anyone to be in a relationship with yet, and to be totally honest with you, I'm still in heavy major rebound mode, so I'm not real sure a relationship right now is a good idea, unless of course, it was with you-know-who. But I digress. But Saturday I went to a party that was a Welcome to Chicago party, and although I wasn't the guest of honor, I was fairly new to Chicago, so I was invited to this party. And while I was there, I met a couple of guys, Hagen and Andy are their names. Well, technically, I only met Andy. His partner Hagen, though, sent me a Facebook friend request, and he and I have been talking, and they invited me over to their house on Sunday for dinner. Now, where I live in Bridgeport is about 7 miles from my school, and they live in an area called Greater Grand Crossing, which is only about 1.5 miles from my school. Anyway, they have this unbelievable house. Really unbelievable. Excuse me. And they have a spare room that they have offered me if I want it. And they're not really asking for a whole lot in rent, only about a couple $100s a month. And the house has pretty much everything I could want. It's got a huge kitchen. I'd have my own bathroom. I would have free laundry facilities, free cable television, free internet, free all of it. And the reason for it is because I sat down and I was introducing myself to people at the party, and Andy asked, what brought me to Chicago and why I ended up in Bridgeport, and so, usually when those questions get asked, I ask if they want the long version or the short version. So I told them about all of the stuff that had happened over the past 4 or 5 months, and that where I was and why I was living in Bridgeport and what I was doing in school, and Andy and Hagen talked, and they just really felt that they were in a position to help me. So I'm strongly considering their offer. I want to get to know them a little bit better and make sure that there's no real catches. I stayed at their house last night, and I'm going to be staying there again tonight. But that's because there are some issues in the apartment that I don't want to get into here, other than to say that I'm not going to stay in an apartment with a non-functioning toilet. So once the toilet is fixed in the apartment in Bridgeport, I'll probably go back. But it's a really nice house, really well decorated, really beautiful home. And I'm kind of feel like I'm getting ready to turn a corner, where with all of the crap that got dumped on me, with David leaving and trying to pay for housing and get up here and get into school and focus on my education, I kind of feel like I'm due for some good luck. Although I really don't want to tempt the universe by saying that, because with my luck, you know. But I kind of feel like I'm about to turn a corner to some equally positive outcomes. In that vein, I have applied for a job at the University of Chicago, which I really hope I get. It's the job is working in one of the residence halls as the front desk attendant, and it's a third shift position. So I would work from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. I would work from Sunday through Thursday. And this is really good because in a residence hall that late at night, there's really not a whole lot going on. It's pretty much just, you know, sign in, let me see your ID, you know, no guests allowed. So it would give me an opportunity, I would imagine, for me to actually do my homework while I'm at work. The pay is around $15 an hour. It is full time, and it offers benefits. So if I can manage to get this job at the pay rate that I am expecting, that would be $600 a week in salary, plus benefits, which I believe also includes tuition. I don't know if I can use the tuition assistance from the University of Chicago at Chicago Theological, but we'll see. And it would really fit in well with my class schedule, because I would pretty much, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I get out of class at 9:30. It would give me about an hour and a half to grab some kind of a late dinner or something to eat and then go to work. And then if I move in with Andy and Hagen, I can go home, catch a few hours sleep, and then be back on Wednesday for other stuff. So that's kind of what's going on. Have only gotten a couple emails from David, haven't spoken to him, haven't seen him since a couple days after I moved. Not really sure I want to see him. Well, of course I want to see him, but I really don't think I should. Speaking of seeing old lovers and old boyfriends, for those of you who know me well, Anthony Camarata has returned into my life in a very cursory way. Anthony Camarata was my first boyfriend ever, and we were together when I was 18 years old. And he was in Chicago, and he wanted to have lunch, and so Monday we got together, and we went to a place, and I had my first ever chicken and waffles, which were pretty good. And we talked and we reminisced, and we commented on how much things had changed and how much they kind of stayed the same. I really felt like I was an 18-year-old again in this situation. So that brings us to today and to this week in school. We just have one class this evening from 6:30 to 9:30, and then I'm done with classes for the week. I need to do some research and get ready to write another paper. But other than that, everything's going pretty well. So for those of you who are praying types, pray that this job works out, and pray that this possible housing situation works out, that we get along well and that there are no real catches, because I kind of feel like I could do with a break. I could do with some good news and some normalcy and a home or a house that I'm look forward to going to. So that's about all. As usual, if you have any comments or questions or criticisms or any other things that you want to say, feel free to leave a comment here or on Facebook or Google+. This is Chaz93 signing off. Thanks for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves and each other. God bless.